Well, it's October 21st at about 2:30 in the afternoon. Gonna head out on the old gray Ghost here, my surly long haul trucker. It's yearning to get back out onto the roads and trails. I haven't been out for a few days, and I got to take advantage of this brief window of warmth we have. It's about 15 or 16 degrees right now. It's a bit windy, but the showers of this morning have passed by, so I thought I'd head up the K&P Trail perhaps, or may still change my mind, I'm not sure. But I want to get out because next week and even the next few days, it's going to get a lot colder with highs around 8 to 10 degrees and freezing at night. So gotta get out there when you can. Just heading north out of our land right now. Just riding beside our old pit. I head up to the road this way. Just heading up towards Godfrey right now. Just got on the trail off of Highway 38. Okay, I'm gonna try a high-speed flyby right now. I'm gonna put the camera down here on the trail, and I'm gonna go back there and get up some good speed and come flying by. Well, I'm just north of White Lake Road now, heading north still towards Ball Road next, and then Fish Creek Road, and then Tichborne. I'm at about the 7.5 kilometer mark or so now, and to get to Tichborne it's about 17k each way, so the whole ride will only be about 34 kilometers, but it's a nice 2-hour ride in the afternoon just to get some exercise. As you head north, you do meet some areas where there's a 2 or 3 degree incline. Obviously, heading north, the land rises, so the railroad also has to rise slowly. And you can actually feel it in your legs in these sections. It's certainly not flat, but it's a gentle enough incline that it doesn't really get you too tired generally, unless you're really pushing it. See the puddles from last night's rain still clinging on. This track does dry quite quickly because of the structure of it, with stone dust being the main top covering. It drains very quickly typically, but in some places now that top coat has worn down to the under layer of larger cobbles and mud, so that in the low sections when it rains you do get these longer lasting puddles. Just coming up to Ball Road here. And it's a great moody day to ride. It's a nice temperature, just a bit cool, and gusty winds and low scudding clouds. Has that Halloween type feel to it. Mystery. There we go, across Ball Road. Now here we go through some nice thicket swamp. Willow thicket mainly, some alders mixed in as well. Lots of good species here in the spring and summer. Golden winged warblers, alder flycatchers, various vireos, Virginia rail up a little further where the marshes start. Really nice diverse section of trail here. But it's pretty quiet right now. Not sure if you can hear that over there in the tree at the other side of the field. A fairly large flock of red-winged blackbirds. But the various blackbirds are coming through now in good numbers. Red-winged blackbirds, grackles, and rusty blackbirds. This morning on my hike south of town, I saw good mixed flocks of all of them. As we head further north, the trail gets a distinctively more northern feel to it. The forests get more extensive, and the marsh is more frequent. So just coming through one of my favorite parts of this section of the trail, the denser coniferous forest right between the main marsh up here that has the bridge on it. This is a more wilder section. Lots of white pine and rock outcrops, giving it a distinctively northern Ontario feel, and increasing numbers of swamps and marshes along the way. Here we're just entering the big swamp that's got a lot of dead standing trees, and really interesting place, particularly in spring and summer. And we've had reports of bears coming out along here lately, but I'm sure that's a common occurrence. It's just that not too many people do see them. They like to stay out of sight. They don't mean anyone harm. They're just out trying to survive from day to day. And it's got to be a pretty rough survival through a lot of these areas. We're just coming up to the main marsh bridge now, where I frequently walk to from White Lake Road and back, and that's about 11-kilometer hike. So here we are. This is Duncan Lake out here. Duncan Lake. And we're almost at the Fish Creek Bridge and Fish Creek Road. So just approaching the hamlet of Tichborne, and it lies on the railroad tracks, and I often encounter trains up here, so we'll see if I do today. No trains right now. I may hang around for a few minutes, see if any come. Well, I waited for a few minutes up at Tichborne for the train, but I don't know what the schedule is, or even if it's a regular schedule or just a sporadic thing, but didn't hear any trains, and I don't want to be too late getting back. I've got other things to do, so I got an hour to get back still. Probably won't do much video on the way back, maybe the odd segment. And now, of course, I'm going against the wind, so I've got a big battle ahead of me. It'll be interesting to see if I can make it or not. It's probably a 30 to 50 kilometer an hour gusty wind, and it was nice having it at my back on the way up, especially since I'm going uphill, but now I've got it in my face going back. But I have that advantage that I'm going downhill slightly, so maybe it balances out. Still not too bad. A lot of the trail is sheltered, but the wind is coming pretty much right up the trail right now, right from the south and southwest. Well, I'm halfway back between Fish Lake Road and Ball Road, and what do I hear? I hear a train in the distance. So if I'd waited another 15 minutes or so, I would have saw a train, but you never know. That's the thing. I don't know if it's coming in 15 minutes or a half an hour or an hour or 3 hours. There probably is a more frequent schedule, because I do often run into them, but I'm not sure what the schedule is. So here's the nice conifer section just south of the main marsh that I didn't get a good video of on the way up, so I'll take a bit now. I guess it just looks like a tree-lined trail, but when you're here in real life, it's very pretty. Rolling hills on either side with rock outcrops, and the smell of pine needles wherever you turn your nose. Just past White Lake Road, and you can see in the distance the skies are clearing up a bit. I think there is a chance we can get some showers and heavier rain tonight again, but for the moment I think this first little band of rain has gone by to the south, and then there's a following front after that later tonight. I'm actually getting quite cool now in this brisk south wind buffeting against me. It's probably only like 15 degrees or something. So just back home, heading in through the back of the land. It's getting close to 5 o'clock, I suspect. Haven't looked at the clock yet, but should be around there. Sun's starting to go down and it's getting cooler. I lucked out with the weather. It's just cleared up a bit and never rained on me, so that was good. Hope you enjoyed this ride, this late afternoon ride along the K&P Trail. Thanks for joining me.